If you have been in a freelancing space, most especially on Fiverr, I know you won't argue with me on this question that Fiverr is actually getting hard, or I should say, freelancing itself is actually getting hard because getting a client on this freelancing website is now getting more harder. And I'm not actually saying that there is no job for you to secure or to make sales on Fiverr. Don't get me wrong. What I'm saying is this: there are a lot of freelancers out there, and a job that maybe two people should have just shared with one client, there might be like 50 to 70 freelancers to bid for just two jobs. And now there are over 10 times freelancers more than clients that are actually interested in hiring freelancers on freelancing platform. So what I actually want you to do, if you are a new seller, or if you are new to Fiverr itself, and you have been struggling or trying all your possible best to get your first sale on Fiverr. So I'm gonna share you a trick which of course you can just implement this method, and I'm very sure you should be able to get your first sale as fast as possible. I understand the fact that this might sound somehow and it might be kind of like too stressful for you to do, but trust me, at the end, you will definitely love the result. If you scroll down to Fiverr itself, you will see most relevant categories. This is graphics design, digital marketing, writing and translation, video animation, music and audio, programming and tech, business, lifestyle, data, and photography. So this photography, I guess they just added the category. So now let's say, for example, you are into writing. Probably you do copywriting, you do website content, you do blog posts, you do product description, or you do hashtag research. So I don't know what exactly service you render, but trust me, this method will definitely work for you. So, but I'm just using the writing and translation category as an example so you'll be able to understand what I'm actually trying to pass through. So, for example, this is a category for writing and translation. So, under writing and translation, we have website, we have content writing, we have editing and critics, we have translation and transcription, we have business and marketing copy. I don't know what subcategory you are actually rendering service on, but then it's still underwriting, right? So what you're gonna do is this: when you are trying to create a gig on Fiverr, you're going to see underwriting. You're going to see all these categories. You're going to see content writing. You're going to see book and ebook writing. You're going to see website content, script writing, creative writing, and so other ones. Because once you are typing that keyword in your gig title, all these will be suggested. So the one that will actually be suggested is the one that actually related to your service. Let's say, for example, your gig title says, "I'll be your blog post writer." So this category will definitely pop out. That you should. This is the best category that best describe your service. That you should choose this because people will be able to find your gig once you publish it on Fiverr. So once you do that, your gig will be shown to people that are very much interested in hiring freelancers that are based in blog post writing. But if you choose content strategy, your gig will be put into this category, and if people are looking for that, your gig will get suggested. And if you are an ebook writer, your gig will get suggested if you choose ebook writing and book for your gig category, as well as writing advice, sorry, and better writing. So here is what I'm actually trying to do. let me show you one sellers that are offering a writing service. So this is actually a top rated seller, but then this method still works. So you can see this is a top rated seller. I think, okay, this is the gig. Sorry, this is the gig. So scrolling up, you see this is a top rated seller with over 700 reviews, and then you can see what she's doing, and there is no order in queue. You can see that there's no order in queue as at the moment I'm making this video. So if I scroll down, you'll see other gigs she's actually offering a service around, and you can see I will write 10 captivating product description. I'll write a 500-word real estate article. I'll write a 500-word article on finance and what? Finance and cryptocurrency. I'll write 500-word article about alternative ETH and CBD. Then I'll write 10 blog posts with 500 word each around what? On any topic here. So you can see everything is strictly under writing. And if I had to click on each of these gigs, they are in different category. And here's the thing. Another thing I also want you to understand is this. So this is basically article on topic of your choice. So if you scroll down, we might able to see that she have an order in queue on any of this gig. Just not to waste much of the time, you can see she have over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with the one I'm currently watching, this particular gig, making 7 gig on this particular seller. And as a new seller, you will be able to publish 7 gig, at least 7 gig on your profile as a new seller. And once you level up to level 1, I think you have option to put out up to 10 gigs. And if you are a level 2 seller, you have more options. And if you are a top rated seller, you still have more options to do that. So now, for you to start getting tractions on your profile, because that gig you are actually eyeing on and hoping that is the best gig might not be the one that will fetch you or bring you your first sale on Fiverr. That's one thing I actually want you to understand. So what you now do is this. Let's say your main service is blog post writing. So after you create a gig around blog post writing, I also want you to create a gig around blog post writing as well, but choosing another category for that particular gig. You can choose ebook writing and then offer a blog post writing. What we are trying to do in this aspect is the fact that we want the algorithm to rank different gigs, because we might not be able to rank our gig in blog post itself. Instead, we want our gig to be ranked in content strategy or ebook writing or website content. And it doesn't actually matter, because people that actually want to hire you will not know if that is actually the right category for them to choose, because most people actually search through keyword, and those that doesn't search through keyword, they search by category. And if they are able to search by category, they are going to choose the category that best describe to the kind of service they're rendering. And note that you are still having a gig in the category that you actually offer a service on, but you also want to scale out to see more people, or to let other people to see your gig as well in different category. And mind you, if people or buyers are able to see one of your gig, if they scroll down, they should be able to see other gig that you also render service about. Or you can just narrate it on your gig description that the buyer should just scroll down to see what other service you're actually offering on Fiverr. So if you mention that in your gig description, once they scroll down, they will be able to see other gigs you render service around. And mind you, you also need to find a unique gig title, and make sure the gig title are actually different, as well as your gig thumbnail or the gig image, I should say. All these have to be different. You have to make sure they stand on its own, on their own. I mean, like each gig should stand on their own. You don't have to say maybe because you're offering the same service, you should copy the same gig title, same gig description, and same gig tag. That's why I said it might be too stressful, but on the long run, it will definitely worth it. Because if you have to do this, then maybe a buyer actually try to search around for a gig using for a seller using a certain keyword. Maybe your first gig is not actually appearing, one of your gig might actually appear. Because if buyer I mean if buyer search through keyword, it doesn't mean that if buyer search for blog post writing, sorry, it doesn't mean that Fiverr will show blog gigs that are under blog post category only. They are going to show gig on different category as long as they have that keyword. But maybe on the long run, maybe after some months, Fiverr may change that gig category to the right category that it should belong to. But that will be after you are getting different sales, because it actually happened to me of recent. They have to relocate that my gig from one category to another. And this is exactly what I did. I had to publish different gig because other is not actually coming on the gig that I spend most times on. But then other comes from other gigs, which means Fiverr now relocate that gig again. And the one that I actually stress myself on is not making any sales. So I have to redeploy that gig to another category again. Then since Fiverr have already chosen the right category for the one that have already made sales. So now the gig is now ranking on the first page. This is exactly why I say you should implement this method as a new seller, and then this method will definitely work for you. It might not actually work immediately you publish the gig, but I'm very sure under 30 days you should see some significant improvement on all your gigs. And if that doesn't actually happen, then maybe your account or your profile is actually been deranked, and if you publish any gig on that account, you might end up not making any sales on that particular gig. Try this method and let me know through the comment section below if this method definitely work for you. But trust me, this is 95%, and I'm very sure it will definitely work best for everyone who is actually interested in applying this method. And for you to know the category I actually tried this on, I tried this on digital marketing category. That's the only category that I've already tried this method on. You can try it on your own best category where you offer your service, probably graphics design, video animation, writing, music, and audio. I do this on this category. That's why I don't want to use it again. And I try to make use of writing and translation because I know for sure that it will also work best for you. There are a lot of wings you can actually choose from. I don't know the kind of service you're rendering, but trust me, if you do this effectively, it's gonna work best for you. Thank you, and I'll definitely see you in the next one.